What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Good Real Hunting, where we hunt for the good reels so you do not have to. And welcome also to the Real March Madness 2022. And guys, we are so close to the last stream, of which will be the final four and the finals. However, before we can even get to that, and that will be in 2 weeks' time. We got to get through this Elite Eight. We got a very exciting Elite Eight matchup. Some movies I'm surprised that are there. Some movies I'm not surprised that are there. But I would say all but one movie deserves to be in this Elite Eight, but I will trash that movie later. But gentlemen,
fuck
how are you all
off.
doing today?
What could you possibly be talking about?
I have no idea. But seriously, guys, how are y'all doing today?
I'm doing well, man. A whole slew of technical issues here today, but I'm here nonetheless. So we're trying to make it work. No internet at the moment, so we're just riding in on the phone. So apologize about that today. But other than that, good day. BrettMan, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, and we apologize for the another schedule change. Sometimes life gets in the way, and we just have to work our way around it. So if you're watching after the fact, we appreciate you tuning in and supporting the Real March Madness segment that we're doing. We have been having an absolute blast, and I just now realized I forgot to ask Chris how he was doing. He's just sitting there twiddling his thumbs and waiting on me to shut up. So, Chris, how are you doing?
No, Daddy, you go ahead. Keep it coming. Man, I'm just going through my bracket here. A couple of brackets here, really. Just trying to gauge just how far we've come. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I'm telling you, it's just I'm gonna be kind of sad here the next 2 weeks when we get to that finals or the final four and the championship one, because like again, we've been planning this project forever, and then it's almost close to an end.
I know. I'm
Yeesh.
stoked, man. That it's been such an interesting experience, and we've had some good upsets along the way. I'm looking at my regular camera. We've had some good upsets along the way. And I'm excited to see how this thing turns out. Great matchups today, man. I'm super stoked about it. And man, we're gonna set up the final four here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, hell yeah, and as much as I give one particular movie shit, I will go ahead and say just any of these movies could make or is worthy enough to be in the final four. I would even say a lot of the Sweet 16 movies that we had to eliminate too from last week are worthy Final Four contenders as well. So this has just been an absolute tough tournament, but I am ready to get started with the Elite Eight.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, so real quickly, again, I know Brad gets freaking frustrated every time I do this, but just in case.
Don't you do a spoiler.
I am doing that.
Oh my god.
I had to do it, man. But it's just in case. You never know. Somebody could be pissed off, like, "Oh, why are you spoiling me?" But like, or do the Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, exactly. So just in case, we are talking spoilers, so it's up to you. And then before we really go to our first Elite Eight matchup, let's see about the results. Just in case if you're brand new here, this is what's happening in our tournament right now. And let me get in the comments section too. Kyle, what's going on, my friend? And then of course, freaking Chad, Cornhole.
Chad's in the house.
It's a pretty good looking, pretty good movie there.
Cornhole. Yeah, Cornhole. Hey, it's a good game. So good drinking game. But yeah, look at this tournament, man.
BrettMan.
Say what?
I could take you to school in cornhole, BrettMan.
Oh, bullshit. Anyways, yeah, I'm just not going to listen to your crap right now. Trying to talk all that shit, and you afraid to play me in cornhole. But I will say that I am afraid of one particular movie in today's topic. But let's get a better, clear look. And here is your official Elite Eight.
Oh, yeah, dude. We're going to have some interesting decisions to make today, man.
Dude, freaking impossible decisions to make today, if you ask me, to be honest with you. This definitely looks completely different than what I anticipated this to be in. So, but again, that's why I've been having so much fun with this tournament for that very damn reason. What's up, Brother Fluff? I'm just going to call you Brother Fluff from now on. What's going on, man? Hello. I'll try not to corrupt the voting this week.
Please do. Please do, actually.
I freaking do have a poll up. I'm not ready to tell the fellas what that poll is until we get to a particular topic. Wait, cornhole's a game? Shut up, Chad.
Yeah, buddy. If you drink enough.
Oh, man.
Also got flying frisbees, and I can't remember the name of that one, so we'll just go ahead and stop.
What was that one game we played during the what is it, the class reunion? You taught me that game with the
Bocce ball, man. It's a classic.
Yeah, Bocce ball,
American
dude.
staple,
We need to play. We need to freaking do a live stream and just have them watch us play Bocce ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, only if you want to see let them see you get beat, man.
Oh, what the fuck ever. All right, so before we get into our first matchup, I did notice two facts about two things that I really noticed. The first thing being we got no double-digit seeds in the Elite Eight. So
Is that right?
Everything's singular, with the highest one being seed number 9. Wonder what the hell that movie is. And then
it's your favorite, BrettMan.
And then this is the most interesting one I found. Only one seed versus 2 seed Elite Eight matchup.
What's that? That's going to be.
That's actually going to be our first topic because I want to. We normally go top left or left top. Sorry, left top. Yeah, we usually do that, but this time I want to do something different because I want to save that particular one for last because I feel like that's going to be the main event. So let's go ahead and go what I was talking about. The 1 versus 2 seed, the only one in the Elite Eight. Sorry, checking this comment real quick. Last time I played cornhole with Chad, when I woke up, my breath stunk and my butt hurt.
Never a good way to wake up. Never a good way to wake up.
It's a hell of a game.
Gotta use that protection, man. But there's no protecting it anymore. So I say let's get to the Elite Eight, and let's go ahead and start with the right bottom with the 1 seed Back to the Future going 1-on-1 with the 2 seed Die Hard.
Wait a minute, BrettMan. This ain't any easier than the other one you were talking about earlier. God, man, what the hell? Wow.
Hey, well, dude, they're all going to be tough at this point, but I just figured we'd go a little different this time around. So, yeah, it's Back to the Future looking to the future of the Final Four, or is Back to the Future going to Die Hard? So, Brad, I'm going to let you start first. Any thoughts?
Okay, I'll start talking first, but I ain't voting first this time. You always make me vote first. I'm not doing it first this time, dude.
How about just for these, since we got 4 matchups, Chris will vote first, I'll vote second, you vote last.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I know, Chris. I'll
rotate it.
The tough
we can still rotate it. I just don't want to go first. Okay, I'll go first for this one, but I don't want to go first later. Anyway, okay, so first off, yeah, both of these movies are really good. Die Hard is the one of the best Christmas movies of all time / action movies of all time. It's a perfect blend, I think. One of the best characters that Bruce Willis has ever done. I think. God, I keep looking at the wrong camera. I'm sorry.
It's like we're down here.
I'm trying to keep that eye contact here. So yeah, I think it's a good time. It's one that pretty much gets better every time I watch it. And Back to the Future is kind of the same. I actually haven't seen Back to the Future all that often. Maybe only 2 or 3 times. To be fair, it's not one I go back to a lot for some reason. It's not that I don't like it. I love the movie. But man, I'm telling you, that's a freaking classic, man. You're talking Universal rights. You're talking a great cast, a great duo with Doc and Michael J. Fox in there. Man, what do you guys think about the matchup?
Chris, you go ahead because I'm trying to look at one thing real quick. Okay.
Yeah, man. I think I feel pretty much exactly the same that you do. I like Back to the Future just fine. Watch it every now and again, but not something that I go back to revisit all that often. On the other hand, Die Hard, I pretty much watch every year. I think that it's very singular. Well, they've had like 5 sequels now that really aren't worth a shit. Well, some of them aren't worth a shit. But I still love it. The last one, A Good Day to Die Hard, it was dog shit from a horse's ass.
Yeah,
we do not talk about that movie on this channel, or Brad will go into an extreme rage.
Live Free or Die Hard, I actually didn't mind that much, except for they made it PG-13, the one with Justin Long and Kevin Smith and all that. I actually don't mind that one. I don't hate it as much as some people do.
They do have a rated R cut of it, or an unrated cut one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever seen that one or not, but I really didn't mind that one. The other ones are fine. But Die Hard, the original, it's still one of my favorites, man. I go back and watch it every year around Christmas, so I love it as much as I ever did. So,
yeah, Die Hard, I have kind of like a special attachment to, just because that was Brad, wasn't that? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that the first non-horror franchise we did a review series for?
It was, yeah. Christmas time, 2019. We did, or 2020. I'm sorry, we did that. Yeah, it was a good time. We had a really good time with that.
Oh yeah, especially with the little like opening segments, especially with one of my favorite ones at the Die Hard 3 one of you blowing up my house because you can't freaking solve a damn riddle.
I forgot about that.
I solved it. I solved the riddle.
I'll never financially recover from this. Damn bitch, Carol Baskins. But anyways, I have a special attachment to it, just of how much fun we have and how much we have fun reviewing the first Die Hard. And it was the first time in our early stages of the channel, we gave that sucker a 5 out of 5, didn't we? The Golden Reel.
We did, yeah. It was the unofficial. Yeah. We didn't have the rating system yet, so it was unofficially a Golden Reel. But yeah, we both gave it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, that was our first 5 out of 5 on the channel, and it is well deserved, man. I had such a great time with it, and I was looking on my Letterboxd. That's why I was kind of like doing this real quick. I rated 1,025 movies. I gave that many ratings to movies, and I've only had 46 top like 5 out of 5 Golden Reels. So not quite bad. And I was thinking, oh, it's okay. I don't have Back to the Future as a 5 out of 5. I did. And again, it's rightfully so. At Die Hard, I gave a 5 out of 5. So this is a lot more difficult decision than I anticipated. But Die Hard is such a damn good time. Such a great action movie. I've been saying it for week after week. Bruce Willis is so important to the action genre because he brought in a new, kind of like a new breath of fresh air of what action star is supposed to be. But Back to the Future, man, absolutely love the story. Michael J. Fox, freaking dog, going, great Scott, and just energy, man. That's all I really get in Back to the Future. You get so much energy. You pretty much live and breathe the 80s during that time, man. And it's such an amazing story. Even though Die Hard is just such an amazing action movie and a good story too, with John McClane just going from point A to point B throughout the entire movie. God, man, I don't know. I'm not.
Well, let's take a minute to talk about the villain of Die Hard, Hans Gruber, which is one of the best.
R.I.P. Alan Rickman.
Yes, please do. Yeah, R.I.P. One of the best villains in the action genre, I think, and he does such a good job in this movie, being intimidating, being crazy, being also like so smart and like creative, and really one of the best parts about the movie.
He's always so calm, which I think adds to the. Get this damn thing down here just a little bit. Yeah, he's always so calm throughout, which I think kind of adds to that creepy factor too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
He is, and I like the fact that they really go a large portion of that movie before they even meet each other, Hans and Bruce, John. I don't think they meet each other like in person, face to face, until over at least an hour into it. Might be an hour and a half. I mean, like it goes on. Like they know each other pretty well before they ever meet, just based on what they know about what's going on and their time talking on the radio and stuff. And you get the buddy cop aspect too with your friend. Welcome to your party,
Carl
Cowboy.
Winslow.
Yes, thank you. I love that segment and that relationship they build up over the radio. And but really what it comes down to is Bruce, man. He does such a good job of carrying this thing by himself. A lot of times, when you have this movie's been redone to death, by the way, plot wise, speed, you name it, all the way snakes on a plane. Okay, I don't know why I went there, but either way, the same premise has been redone time and time again since then. But I don't think anybody's done such a good job of keeping your attention by themselves in this kind of scenario as Bruce Willis did as John McClane. He does such a good job with it.
But man, what about Biff?
Biff, so okay, comparing to Biff, like I think that's one thing to me that like I Back to the Future I think is great, but Biff and Biff is great too. He is, but
such an asshole.
He's an asshole, but it's kind of like a childish asshole. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. The movies to me just kind of, maybe because I didn't watch it when I was younger. Like I just he's not really. I don't know. What do you guys think about Biff? I like Biff. He's a good character, but.
God,
I don't. I mean, he's fine. Like you said, he's an asshole, but it's I don't know. He's not. He doesn't really do anything for me one way or the other. He's just kind of there.
I feel the opposite. I think he does a lot of things because, like, I'll admit here that I got bullied around middle school, a little bit of high school, not too bad in high school. It was mainly Brad in middle school. But,
what's their name, dude? I'll go beat him, dude.
I say it was mainly you in middle school.
Oh, no bullshit! Now, come on, don't be
the bad signal. I remember. No, I just
didn't
kidding.
do the signal. You did the signal.
Well, you forced me to. But anyways, that's not. Shit. That's okay. That's
dude.
all right. But anyways, I've had like a Biff in my life. Just so I kind of like related to that, and I was just cheering on Mr. McFly to give that one punch at the end. That's just been building and building and building throughout the entire movie. And when he finally freaking punches Biff, it was such an amazing payoff. So that's why. Again, it's kind of hard to compare because one's a killer or one's just a high school bully, and they're just like matching their own different type of film. So that's actually a really hard comparison.
About Crispin Glover, though.
Oh yeah, freaking Crispin.
Oh yeah, and Marty trying to fucking bang his mom there,
I would bang. I hate to say this, like that's a little bit of a tough scenario. Like, no, I'm not talking about.
He was gonna lead him right into that. He's like, man, my mom looked like that. I'd probably bang her.
Okay, let me take that back. If I was in Marty McFly's shoes, you fucker. If I was in his shoes with his character's mom, I don't want to know what I would do either because like she fucking smoking.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now we'll say this: Back to the Future is hella fun, man. I mean, like you said, it really does capture a lot of those 80s vibes that were going on, and it's a feel good time, and it is a lot of fun. I just don't think it's quite as singular as Die Hard. You know what I mean? Like it's quite as individual, maybe a better way to put it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and plus, but what about the score? Like the last thing I'll mention, and then I'll pretty much be ready to vote. What the freaking score to Back to the Future is so iconic.
It's very good. Yeah, it's classic. It's instantly recognizable. And that scene at the end, where they were trying
future.
Yeah, that was cool. But really, like the clock tower thing too, though.
Yeah.
Was cool when they had to get all that shit in line, like perfectly, like lined up and everything. The DeLorean was cool. That's another cool aspect.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Well. Oh, you should have brought that
car,
back up, man. Yeah.
The freaking car, man.
Which is also like, I mean, that's a pulp cock.
A pulp cock. Good lord.
A pulp culture icon, dude. Everybody knows where that's from, even if they haven't seen the movies. They know exactly where that car comes from.
Mm-hmm. So, gentlemen, do you have any other comments you want to throw out before we make this crucial vote?
I don't think so, man. If you want me to go first, I will. I'm good with it. I have my vote good? Locked in.
Yeah, I'll go first I don't care to go first for this one. I just, the last one I can't.
And before you do, Flame Floor Fluff put in his vote. I'll go with Die Hard. I love the little details like glass in his feet and Hans faking the accent.
Yes, both of those were so good. You know what, Brett? I'm confident enough. I can vote first on any whatever. Chris, you go first this time. I'll go first later.
It doesn't matter, man. For me, it's Die Hard. I mean, you guys probably knew I was headed in that direction. Like I said, I think it's a little bit more individual than Back to the Future, and I think that it's sort of. I'm probably going to get so much shit for saying that too, but I think for me, like as enjoying the movie, I guess is what I mean by that. Like for me, I don't go back to revisit Back to the Future all that much, but I do with Die Hard, and that's why I say that it's a little bit more individual for me personally because it's something that I can go back and rewatch. And even though Back to the Future is a hella good time, it just doesn't hold as much weight to me personally. There we go.
There you go. Brad, do you mind if I go next?
Go ahead, friend.
All right. Die Hard again. Hold a special attachment to that movie because again, that was the first non-horror thing we've done for the channel for a movie review, and I had such a blast doing that series, especially the first movie. Bruce Willis was absolutely great. Freaking Hans Gruber, one of the greatest villains of all time. Great action movie, a very important action movie to the action film genre. But if we're talking about movies of what is the best 80s movie and what to me represents the 80s the best is we get strong characters, we get a great story, great original stories, and we just get that freaking ultimate 80s vibe. I get that more with Back to the Future than over Die Hard, and I wish Die Hard was in another place of the bracket, more towards the top, because I feel like it would have had a better chance for success. But I'm sorry, Die Hard is officially dying hard. I'm going with Back to the Future.
Oh, Chavo. Okay.
And then hold your vote real quick because Video Tasty says, were any of y'all born in the 80s? I was close.
I was.
Hell yes. Okay.
And
So your
then
vote counts as two.
And then Destiny, what's going on? She's really got to pay attention to this particular match because she has Back to the Future winning it all. So, Brad, you're holding her vote in the palm of your hand.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
Why did she
Here's
sound
the
like
deal,
Dracula right there?
That wasn't a good mix, was it? That wasn't Doc Ock. Okay.
Okay, anyways, go ahead.
So I really enjoyed both of these movies quite a bit. And, it sucks to eliminate either one of them because they're both so good. Yeah. Here's, and it comes down to, like Chris said last week and the week before, sometimes you just got to pick, the movies are so close. You got to look for one, you got to find something that sets it apart from the other one. And for me, it's the tone. I much prefer the more serious, dark tone of Die Hard than I do Back to the Future. So I'm going Die Hard.
Oh,
it's more adult. It feels more. I don't know. I like the rated R freaking action genre, man. What can I say? I love it. It's fantastic. And Bruce Willis this is my favorite role he's ever done, and one of my favorite action movies of all time. If not, well, I wouldn't put it up at the top of that list, but it's in the top 10 for sure, top 5 for sure. And yeah, man, it's Bruce Willis, man. He's going the distance for me.
You already made her mad, Brad. This shit's real.
I love Back to the Future. I do. I just, if I would have seen it as a kid and had nostalgia, I probably would have went that direction. But I didn't watch it until I was already a man. And for that reason, like I just, a lot of the stuff just kind of, I enjoyed it. It's a fun time. Like it's definitely a good time. But it's just, I don't know. It's not quite Die Hard level for me.
Well, Toronto, what's going on, my friend? He says where we're going, we don't need roads.
Yeah, and that's a good point too.
I'm sorry, but there's no road. It's a dead end, man.
Yeah, it's that road dies hard. Oh!
Shit, man.
Put my nipple rings back in. What?
Oh, damn. Well, what? Toronto also says, I was born in 77. Close enough. Yeah, I'll do, Van. You freaking got to really experience some shit in the 80s.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, but man,
Brett, just curl your toes.
Destiny, I'm sorry.
All that stress will go away. Destiny will do the same.
Yeah, I tried, but I was not expecting Brad to go the Die Hard route, but he did.
I mean, it's one of my favorite movies, man. It's up there. I mean, it's in the top. Probably, it's definitely in the top 50. Top
So-
30 probably.
Oh, you got something, Chris?
No, he just said it was a top 50. I was like, surely it's in the top 50, top 20, maybe.
Yeah, it could be pushing top 20 for sure. It's top 25, I would say, without question. Like, and then we'll see from there. But
Yeah. And then was it the People's Bracket? Brad, that Back to the Future was the popular winner.
Empire won the People's Bracket for sure.
Oh, okay. But
I
Back
don't
to the
remember.
Future,
I think Die Hard and Back to the Future, I remember being neck and neck. I think it won by one vote. But
Well, shit, we did the most difficult matchup then first. Well, shit, I should have done the opposite. But anyways,
Man, I got Die Hard. The bracket that I did in my office, everyone had Die Hard. No one picked Die Hard over Beetlejuice.
Wow.
what?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's an
Yeah.
interesting crowd because Beetlejuice
Yeah.
got eliminated pretty much everywhere. Going against Nightmare for me.
Yeah, which that was just a
man.
bad, I just called that a bad matchup, but
Yeah.
Not me, man. Fuck Freddy. Oh, let's not go back though. Let's go forward.
I haven't seen Die Hard. Destiny, I know you're not the big action person, but if you were to try it, Die Hard's a really damn good one to like step your feet into in the action genre.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie too. So,
This Christmas. I give
J
you my
Man,
heart.
okay, talk to me. What movie is winning? J
Die
Man, we
Hard.
just did with Die Hard beats Back to the Future, so Die Hard is officially the first Final Four movie in the Final Four.
Hell yeah. Let's see
Brad,
what
is that a POG you got there?
It is, man. I needed it.
My
I had to get that
man.
one out. Yeah. My man.
So I'm actually going to keep going unique here. Instead of going to see who Die Hard will go up against, I say let's go bottom left.
Left bottom.
Well,
Yeah,
please,
left bottom. Dadgummit. I can't freaking get that saying right. So let's go to see who the second movie to be a Final Four contender will be, and that's going to be the 3 seed, the Terminator, going 1-on-1 against the 5 seed, the Breakfast Club. So is the Breakfast Club officially going to be terminated, or does the Terminator need a healthy part of their good breakfast? God, I need to quit fucking doing that. Like,
Fuck you,
Listen,
asshole.
if you're gonna do these, you need to write them out beforehand.
yeah, I really do. So, hey, I'll have 2 weeks to think of the Final Four. But the J-Man said Back to the Future is a quintessential 80s movie. And I know,
J-Man,
man,
don't do this to me.
I know, like, I tried to make that argument, J-Man. I really did. I voted for Back to the Future. I tried to make that point that if we're freaking talking 80s, but, so.
J-Man, don't do this to me. I thought for sure you would be one dude that would 100% agree with my decision to put Die Hard over Back to the Future. You're gonna come in here and do me dirty like that.
Oh my god!
But I gotta say the Lethal Weapon, I think is the quintessential '80s movie, man. I just and to be fair, Back to the Future, well, yes, it is an '80s movie. It's not even set in the '80s for most of the movie, so
But
is it?
Well, anyways, we're gonna officially move on from it. We're in Terminator versus Breakfast Club, and the J-Man is picking Terminator easily. And oh my goodness, Destiny has not seen Terminator.
I know.
That's when you should check out.
Yeah, because technically, it is a horror it's a horror movie to me. So you should easily check it out too. It's such a great time.
Yeah, I really actually think you would like that one quite a bit. You should definitely check that one out.
And then we also got Terminate the Breakfast Club. So, Brad, you went first last time. So, Chris, do you want to go first on this one, or you want me to go?
I don't give a damn, but
I
I'll
don't
go
give
first.
a fuck, Keisha. No, so go ahead.
Okay. Hey, man, this is a tough one for me. We all love the Terminator. I mean, that's a gimme. Fuck you, asshole. That's still one of the best lines. Between that and I think the first time that we shot any of the Georgie skits, so I guess it was the second one because you guys did the first one without me. So we were shooting the second one, and I guess Brad must have just watched the Terminator because do you remember this, Birdie? Over the course of that weekend, how many fucking times did he say Uzi 9mm?
I gotta get Monster Hitler soon, Mr. Georgie. Like, oh, he was so speaking our Schwarzenegger that weekend. We just could give him the show. Like, dude, do a different accent. If he does the freaking Jamaican accent, I'm like, okay, that's completely left field. But no, I get what you're saying.
Well, not only that, but how many times over the course of that weekend did he say Uzi 9mm?
Oh my gosh, and we freaking sent
So many
videos
fucking
back and
times.
forth saying Uzi. Like, I even
I-
sent y'all a movie recently when I watched the Terminator going,
I
Uzi
know.
9mm.
Every fucking time, right? So I was like, golly, man. And so we went back to on rewatch here recently. That shit got stuck in my head too, and I was like, why am I like just repeating this in my head? But anyways, the Terminator, I think it's fucking great, man. Everybody thinks it's great. It's one of a kind. I mean, it was really that blend of horror and action and kind of sci-fi time travel. I mean, it blended so many things together so well. And it's so original. On the other hand, like we've talked about over the past couple of weeks, the Breakfast Club also kind of one of a kind in the way that such great character development in there. John Hughes on top of his game, such a great soundtrack and such likable characters and something that everybody can relate to and kind of at least in my mind, the sort of quintessential coming of age movie, really, and so this is a tough one for me, probably tougher than what it was for you guys. We're probably on the same page, but I think that it was probably tougher for me than for you guys. What you got?
Maybe. This is a big statement right here saying The Breakfast Club is a great movie, but Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is better John Hughes film. That's very. Oh my god.
Okay,
God, my.
Brad, you all right?
Yeah.
Toronto Freddy says the Terminator feels and plays out like a slasher film. Exactly. And that's why I consider it a horror movie. A lot of people don't, but I consider it a horror movie. And J-Man says, if you remember, Brad, our top 10 action films, I had Aliens, Predator, Terminator, First Blood, and Lethal Weapon over it. And he was meaning Die Hard.
That's true, man.
Oh, wow.
But still, come on, man. We're action friends here, man.
And also, Charles says, worst Patriots.
The worst Jamaican accent ever.
Yeah. Oh, they're cooling just in time because I believe he has the Terminator as his champion too. So he's still got a fighting chance too. So I'll go ahead and go. Wait, actually, Chris, you didn't say anything about the Breakfast Club. Do you want to say anything about that, or are you good?
I did, man.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I talked about them both. Yeah.
Oh well, shit.
I mean, it was just kind of a repeat of what we had said the past couple of weeks about it. Being very relatable, being very character driven.
Yes.
Extremely relatable for everyone, and kind of the great coming of age movie.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And I'll just go ahead and just continue to flow with that. The Breakfast Club is definitely has the movie where you can easily at least relate to one character, and then it's just true, man. Like you really I will show my future children this movie of The Breakfast Club right before they get into high school because it's legit. It's still true to tell, and you're gonna have those separate group of characters and group of people. So it's just I fell in love with this movie the first time I watched it. It's a freaking golden reel, hands down. And it's my favorite John Hughes movie. It's just freaking Emilio Estevez, like him, freaking Emilio. Again, it's a prequel before he became a hockey coach. I'm not sure how he went from wrestling to hockey, but we need a freaking individual standalone movie of that. But the Terminator, rewatched this recently to prepare for this tournament. Absolutely fell in love with it. However, it's not a golden reel. There's some things that hold it back, but that doesn't mean that I'm still not going to pick Terminator, or maybe I could pick the Terminator, or I'm going to go with Breakfast Club. I just want to throw that idea out there. Just because I have a movie like a 5 over a 4.5, that doesn't mean I'm going to select the 5. But the Terminator, freaking great movie. I, again, think it's a horror movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger, freaking amazing. Michael Biehn as Kyle Reeves, just nails it out of the park. And then, of course, we get freaking Sarah Connor. Like, just an amazing character arc. Just like this weak girl going to this badass girl at the end of the movie, going, on your feet, soldier. Like, that was the moment, like, oh shit, she just did a complete 180 on her character. It's freaking badass. It works. The whole movie of Terminator works. The Terminator is so freaking awesome.
Yeah, man. You guys crushed Breakfast Club for sure, man. Like, I think you nailed everything about it, relatability, all that stuff. Barry Manilow wearing different wardrobes, and all that stuff. That's all good. Terminator, I think, again, you talked a lot about that as well. One thing I would add is which I said last week, I really appreciate this is the one time in the whole franchise we get humans going up against the Terminator, and I really like that aspect of this movie. It makes the Terminator much more intimidating, and makes the battle seem more challenging and more, least likely to win said battle. To me, I think I probably would have this movie as a 5 out of 5. In fact, I think it's one of the only movies out there, mainstream movies that are popular, that actually is sitting at a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. You don't see that very often. I think it's pretty impressive. I hold it up there with T2. I think they're both very different flavors, but I think quality wise, I think they're both in the same realm. And that freaking scene when Arnold does come back, after he says I'll be back, and he comes back and he goes through the freaking police department, freaking trying to find Sarah, is absolutely awesome, man. Like that whole sequence was great. A lot of good effects in the movie. I know there's some questionable ones too that don't age very well. But for the most part, I think the effects are really good for that time period and early 80s here. And James Cameron is one of the best filmmakers of all time. And I think, yeah, and this is really where Sarah gets to start building as a character and turn into what she becomes in T2. And you see that arc throughout this movie. And yeah, man, it's awesome. It's freaking awesome stuff, man.
Hell yeah, man. Let me get some comments in. I think just from everybody's kind of like everybody's got everything out. I think we're ready to vote. Just let me know if you got something else. I'm going to go over these comments real quickly. Toronto says Petilius is the name of the Jamaican dialect pronounced patois. I'm pretty sure I just butchered all of that, so I apologize.
You did good. You said
I did my best. What's up, man? J-Man gave the Terminator a 5 out of 5, saying also that Sarah Connor is his favorite final girl of all time, which if you checked out Drum Dunces, he just did a video of the top 10 final girls of all time too. He did Sarah Connor and Riley as tied for first place of final girls of all time. So Sarah Connor is a popular final girl in the genre.
Who's Riley?
Ripley, shit.
Okay, I thought
that's what I meant, but you know me, I get freaking excited. So
I was like, "What the fuck?" So are we ready to vote?
Oh,
yes.
Joey, what's going on, Joey? What's up, everyone? Man. What did I miss? You only missed one matchup, and that was again Die Hard over the Breakfast Club. But we're about to vote to see which movie we're sending to the final four.
Over
movie.
Back to the Future.
Yes, Die Hard over Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll go. You want me? I'll go. I'll vote first. Breakfast Club. I freaking love it. It's such a damn classic. But if we're just talking about like rewatchability and what movie I'm going to grab on the shelf more, I'm going to preserve the Breakfast Club more and just watch it just when the mood is right. But Terminator, you can always watch it and have a great time with it. So I'm picking the Terminator.
I'll go second, Chris, since you.
Okay, sure, man.
It's my turn. I agree. Terminator for me as well, man. It's one of my favorite. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a perfect movie, and very awesome.
Chris.
Interesting. I wish that I would have gotten to go second because it would have at least made it interesting. There are two in my top 10. One of them is The Breakfast Club, and one of them is T2, which I think is it's not that I dislike the Terminator, but we come back to this and we have to find some way to sort of qualify these. That's what it came back to. I like Terminator 2 much better personally, and I love the Breakfast Club. So that's what kind of came down for me. So I went Breakfast Club on this one. I knew I was going to be the odd man out, so that's what it was. But yeah, it was Breakfast Club for me.
Shit,
Well, sorry, Chris. If I would have known you were going to be the odd
know.
man out, I would have gone last. I just, I went last time, so I wanted to rotate.
Yeah, but that's fair, folks. The Breakfast Club does deserve to be a Final Four team as well. It's just it's freaking all about matchup and placement, man. And the Terminator officially terminates the Breakfast Club.
You've been terminated.
All right, let's see here. Nick Cooling said Riley from Black Christmas 2019. Oh my gosh, no, no, no.
That's what you said, BrettMan.
No. Anyways, the J-Man said, "Thank God you were giving me anxiety." Hey, at least we got one approval right so far. And then and Nick Cooling, yes, he's still in it. So you got until the last stream to see if Terminator freaking takes it all.
Final Four.
Yeah, Ben, that's a great point, Teron Freddy. It's one of the only movies Arnold Schwarzenegger plays the villain. Yes,
that is a good point, dude. That's very true. And I wish they would have gone back to that a little bit more in the franchise. I loved him as the hero in the second one, but like maybe something happened. Like I don't know. He was so good as the villain and so intimidating.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here. Okay, we got two movies into the Final Four. Are we ready to finally see what the first matchup of the Final Four is going to be?
Well, we don't. Yes.
Yeah, that's like try to get there. Like let's set up that first matchup into the Final Four, and let's go with right top. Dadgummit. Like why is that so freaking hard? Dadgummit. Anyways, we're going to the right top here, and we got the Princess Bride going to go 1-on-1 with fucking Racing Arizona. I still don't freaking get this. I really, honestly don't. And I'm not trying to hate on it. Like I'm going to try to give it a fair chance, but I just freaking don't get it. So are we going to have a happily ever after for the Princess Bride, or are we going to be racing some hell in Arizona with Racing Arizona?
Here's what I think. I don't think we need to spend much time on this one, honestly.
It doesn't matter what you think. No, I'm just kidding.
I think this was just to be frank, I think this was probably the weakest part of the bracket, the weakest section of the bracket. Mm-hmm. And that's why both of these movies are here. And yeah, man, I already know.
Let's not forget this section of the bracket also included Caddyshack and Ghostbusters
and Indiana Jones with the first
the
first one seed being
Blade
knocked
Runner.
off. Yeah, Blade
Don't even
Runner.
get me fucking started. I was going to bring it up, but I'm not going to bring it up because I know. Fuck it. We'll do it live. And Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
So
that one hurt me. That one hurt me.
So
there wasn't a lot of like in this bracket for me anyway. There wasn't a lot of things that are like some in my top 20 movies of all time.
Yeah, like a major one standing out.
Yeah, like there were no Terminator, First Blood, Predator, or Aliens, or fucking Batman, or like any of these other movies that's been eliminated. But both of these movies I enjoy a lot. I think Raising Arizona, early Coen Brothers movie. We've talked about it. It's here for a reason. I think it's very well directed. It's a good comedy, great comedy of the time frame. Nicolas Cage was spot on. Holly Hunter was a standout in the movie as well. William Forsythe and John Goodman in here tearing it up. On the other hand, you have Princess Bride, definitely the best role of Cary Elwes' career, and
when he
Andre
has both feet intact.
That's true, yes, but such a good kind of like adventure story, I guess you could say, fantasy story. Very entertaining. A little bit of a love story in there too. I love after Cary Elwes and Andre and their other boy all kind of get together. Ignacio Montara.
And
Brettman
Gordo
knows his name.
Montoya.
Listen,
And Gordo Montoya. You
it's
killed
yeah.
my father. Prepare to die.
It's
Yeah,
Joe Montana. How many times do I have to tell you guys?
It's Joe
Those three just
Montana,
have-
you idiot.
Those three are just so much fun together, man. And just the humor to me clicks on all cylinders in this movie. You guys talk about it. I'm ready to vote whenever you guys are. Y'all can talk about it.
Yeah, like this
let
is
us-
a
let us know.
actually I don't have much to say. Like I'm sorry I gave Racing Arizona a fair shot. I'm just like I'm with the J-Man right here. How the hell does Racing Arizona beat Ghostbusters? I'm still trying to freaking figure that out. Like honestly, I just don't know. I guess it's just what we call at the end of the day. Racing Arizona is not my cup of tea. I still like it. Like I like Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter. I'll admit she does a really good job in her role in Racing Arizona. It's just The Princess Bride. It's just such a damn good movie. It's one of the best kids movies and fairy tale movies of all time, and it really needs a strong representation of that. So that's where I'm just going to leave it at that discussion. Chris, do you have anything else before we vote?
No, man, I think you guys said most of it. I mean, Raising Arizona is here because it's a great movie. I think that just as much as Ghostbusters or Raising Arizona isn't your cup of tea, it just somehow managed that Ghostbusters wasn't mine and Brad's cup of tea. So I love Raising Arizona. I think it's here because it's a great movie and there are great performances, great direction, and it's really good. On the other hand, I think there are some great performances, a lot of memorable characters and things in The Princess Bride, and I think that as good as Raising Arizona is, The Princess Bride is knows no bounds. You know, it's eternal. It's a great, like you said, it's a great fantasy, a great fairy tale kind of thing. So I think that it transcends generational value. You know what I mean? I think it'll always be great for kids and everyone.
Very damn good point. Let me get some comments and we'll freaking vote. Actually, sorry. J-Man says Princess Bride by miles. Toronto Freddy goes, if one has to win, I suppose The Princess Bride. Destiny has not seen The Princess Bride, so if you have Disney Plus, I highly suggest you watch it.
Inconceivable.
And what about The Crush? Is that a movie or?
I think
I'm
that's
trying
there's a. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, neat little detail. Let's see here.
Probably Carrie L's performance, maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I think she was referring to. Crushing her. Oh yeah, crushing the foot. Actually, no, that's someone else. But anyways, Toronto Freddy says, why isn't UHF on this list? What is that movie?
Is that Weird Al? It's the Weird Al movie, maybe? No,
I don't know.
I don't think I've ever heard of that. Is Dennis Quaid in The Princess Bride? He isn't.
I don't remember him being in there.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But J-Man brought where's I just had it right here. J-Man did point out that our boy from Fright Night is in Princess Bride with Chris Sarandon. Yeah, absolutely, and he was a great freaking character. Like he did such a good job with his character in The Princess Bride. Yeah, and it's the Weird Al movie. Yes.
Yeah. I haven't seen it in years and years, but I don't even really remember what it was about. I remember seeing it, but it's been a long time. I should go back and revisit that one. I'm not sure why it's not on here. It wasn't on any of the lists that we scoured through to get to our final list.
It was not.
And then she said Carrie Ells is in The Crush. Okay, so I'll have to add that to the list because I freaking like some Carrie Ells. He would even be good in Footloose.
Oh my gosh, BrettMan.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and vote. Can I just go ahead and get my vote out of the way just because I have a bad feeling where this is getting ready to go again. So pretty much overall, Racing Arizona is inconceivable. The Princess Bride.
All right. God dang.
And I can
All right,
clearly
Chris.
not drink from the cup that has been placed in front of me.
When he's the dealer in Vegas Vacation, that's so good.
All right. This was tougher than I thought that it was going to be, really. And it had to come.
Oh, that's
down
surprising
to
to say.
Well, all of these were pretty tough, man. Honestly, tougher than like when I actually got down and I was thinking about it. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know which way to go, man. I really don't. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it now, and I thought that I think I'm going to change my vote because, on the one hand, Raising Arizona I love it so much, man. It's difficult. You know what I mean? Like, to get rid of it. It's like a Cinderella story at this point. I want to vote for it, like, just to keep it going. That's
Oh my gosh.
and that's what I'm gonna do because I'll tell you what.
You're not. No, you're not.
I am because I want to put Brad in the most precarious situation.
I know what Brad's going to pick. That's an awful. That's inconceivable. I
Oh my
cannot.
God!
so-
I did not expect this to
So
come down to
so
me.
for the record, who you're picking? To a clear record.
my vote is for Raising Arizona because I could really live with either one. Truth be told, I could live with either one, but I want it to come down to Brad, and I want to put him in this horrible situation
God dang it,
that I'm
These
glad
were
that I'm
both-
not in.
Okay, so both of these movies were, both of these movies I've only seen a couple of times. Once many years ago, and then I revisited them both to watch to get ready for this bracket. I really enjoyed both of them. They're both 4.5s for me. I like them both quite a bit. Man, God dang it, man. But I tell you what, man, I enjoyed Raising Arizona more. I did.
Oh my God.
I did. I sure did. So I think that's where we're going.
Sorry, you froze for a second. I'm like, you're not going to end us like that.
Yeah. Did you hear it?
No. Repeat that again.
Where do I need to pick back in at?
Damn, I'm trying to remember. Just you
Okay.
say
So
that both movies were 4.5, so you enjoyed them both.
yeah, they're both perfect movies, man. I think not nearly perfect movies. But for me personally, I enjoy Raising Arizona more.
Oh shit!
I do.
Sorry, lost my
I do.
composure.
I do.
there for a bit.
It's more my speed. Princess Bride. I loved it, but for me personally, Raising Arizona hit all my boxes. It did. It did.
Fucking believable with this shit.
It did. I didn't expect it to do it, but it did.
Oh my god! I'm telling you, y'all are putting a fucking prank on us. Y'all probably just went in the background like, "What's a one random fucking movie?" But we could just piss off everybody. So but
Listen, I'm telling you, man. I've been saying this for weeks. You need to go back and give it a second shot.
I can't.
You know what? I'm so glad that I went back and rewatched it because if I hadn't, I would have eliminated this probably in round one. Someone just posted in the comments that it wasn't that memorable.
It's not like I remember maybe one scene.
Up until I went back and rewatched it, man. And I was like, you know what? I can't get this out of my head. I don't know what the deal is.
I mean, I tell you, it's early magic by the Coen brothers, and it's so well done, and it just I don't know, man. Both of these movies, flip a coin. I could pick the other one tomorrow, but in general, I really really enjoyed Raising Arizona a lot. It might be because I'm a Nicolas Cage fanatic.
That's what I'm thinking.
But it's a perfect combo for me. John Goodman, man.
Man, it's just, hey, we like what we like and we don't. You bastards got the best of me this time, even though this is your all's doing because the next, the first Final Four matchup is going to be Die Hard versus Racing Arizona. So fuck you, assholes.
Hey, man. You know what? We are the Cincinnati Bengals of the of this.
You would bring that up right now, you bastard.
of this section of the bracket, man, because you know what? Every week that movie has been discounted and just tossed to the side, and you know what? It keeps, no matter what, it keeps getting discounted, keeps making it farther and farther.
All right, so let me get to these comments, and we'll do our last matchup to see which movie will be the last entry into the final four. That from earlier, Destiny said Dennis Quaid is in The Parent Trap. That's what she was thinking about. Yeah, and I did like him in The Parent Trap, so I do remember that. If the First Blood had to go, fuck me, Racing Arizona, really? And then he followed that with I find your lack of taste disturbing.
They're both good. They're both great movies.
I'm sorry, man.
Maybe J-Man, you should go check out Racing Arizona again, man. It's a classic.
And then Toronto Frey said we should do a UHF watch along. I think y'all will love it. Hey, we'll freaking add it to the watch list, and we'll freaking do one someday.
Absolutely.
Man.
And then J-Man back again. If you want a Cage film, fan, watch Wild at Heart.
It's a good one.
I mean, I've seen a lot of Cage flicks, man. That included, and I love them all, man. But
And then we got the Wicker Man. Not the bees! Not the bees!
So when he punches that bear in the face, or he's dressed up as a bear and he punches somebody in the face, I think. I can't remember, but it's amazing. Yeah.
Honestly, the what was the one where he was the con man? Matchstick Man.
Yeah, Matchstick Man was fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, Ridley Scott directed that. Yeah, him and Sam Rockwell.
And who was his daughter? Who was his daughter in that? I can't remember.
Is Allison Lohman. She was real popular, like in the late 2000s. She was in White Oleander, a couple other things.
Sam Rockwell was in there.
She's kind of faded out. Yeah. Yeah. And the scene he said he has OCD. Remember?
Yeah.
He
Piss
said
blood.
Yeah. Until you piss blood. There's a scene I was thinking of that always cracks me up. He says, I wanted to blow my goddamn brains out. And then I started to think what that would do to my carpet.
Oh,
He's
my
so
gosh.
good, dude.
Yeah, it's just I guess it's just a Nick Cage effect for you assholes. But
I mean, it's one of it's one of the best directed comedies of the '80s for sure. The Coen Brothers are they just hit me on a lot of different cylinders. Big Lebowski, Fargo, all these movies are great, and this is early, and you can tell it's there. It's awesome.
Burn After Reading is another one that's kind of underrated that didn't get a lot of attention when it came out, but Brad Pitt and George Clooney are in there. And that offbeat Coen brother humor. Have you ever seen that one?
Yes. It was on Netflix for a long time.
I want to say it came out in like 2008 or something. It was good.
Hell yeah. And the J-Man said, I am having fun, though. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know, like, I'm giving these guys shit for it, but I'm having a blast. This has been such a fun tournament. But we do need to determine the last movie that's going to be in the Final Four. And this one, I know, like, I'm not ready for this one. I'm truly not. This is why I wanted to save this movie or this matchup for last. And J-Man also said, is this what I get, Brad, for giving The Shining a 3.5 out of 5?
Exactly. I don't know why I'm yelling because the mic is on my ear.
And then Cage is the king of overreacting, which that is a true statement. But guys,
yes.
we can't we can't ignore it any longer. We're gonna have to do this. This might take an hour to make a decision, but we'll do our best to make a quick decision. But here we go, guys. Yeah, and
I'm listening, Brett.
Yeah, Brad is just his heart can't take much more of this. So, guys, here it is: The Empire Strikes Back, the last number 1 seed in this entire tournament. It's the last 1 seed standing, but it's got the most toughest contest of them all. The Shining, the number 3 seed. Is the Empire going to rise, or we going to freaking listen to Tony and The Shining?
Oh man, I tell you what, this is going to come down to. I'm going to Lee Corso this here in a minute, man. I got them both sitting right here, and we're just going to make a decision. We're going to go for it, man.
Man, okay, so hopefully we don't freaking ruin your big epic finale. I hope we go different ways with this one because I don't even know where to begin. I really don't. Just because both these movies are the best in that representative genre in the '80s. They helped define the '80s. I, Chris, you go first. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
Dude, I'm literally dialing a friend right now.
Steven Spielberg.
Let me talk for a minute.
Yes.
What I can say is this: I can say that
Let's talk it out.
that Empire Strikes Back perfectly follows up the New Hope. I mean, it builds on to that awesome world building that was done in the New Hope, and in a lot of ways, from characters to planets to abilities of the Force, you name it. It perfectly is a perfect continuation of that movie and builds farther into this universe of Star Wars. And it's really the reason why Star Wars is what it is today is because of this movie. You get Yoda in here. Luke is learning more and more about what he's capable of. You get these awesome effects throughout that still hold up today for the most part.
It's also not afraid to get dark, right?
It gets pretty dark. Yes, we get the epic father reveal with Darth Vader, which was amazing. One of the obviously, I know I've been kind of coining this phrase a lot in this tournament, best of all time, but that father reveal scene is one of the best movie moments of all time. I think, objectively speaking, I think most people would say that. I think it's got the best lightsaber battle of the franchise at the end, because not visually, I maybe not, but when it comes to a story standpoint, yes. On the other hand, we have The Shining. We have Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece, for me, my favorite, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Perfect psychological horror, great isolation themes. We get some of the best, probably is the best cinematography you're going to see in a horror flick. And one of the best performances you're going to see in a horror flick out of Jack Torrance. Creepy as hell. You got the freaking bartender, Lloyd, if you will, lemon drops with Lloyd. And, it's such a beautiful movie to watch every time,
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, all work and no play makes Bert a really dull boy.
Yes.
True.
No, I'm sorry. I was just remembering from what we did The Shining, and we just freaking did that thumbnail. But, dude, those are, first off, those posters are freaking incredible.
Thanks, BrettMan. They're both good.
Yeah, they're freaking great. But, man,
I still want to do a skit where we've got Brett down there trying to write a story, and somebody comes to try and offer him a sandwich.
it better not be a cheese sandwich. That's not a grilled cheese, or I'm going to lose my shit.
That's it. We've got you a
When
cheese
I
sandwich
am
here.
typing,
You
leave me the fuck alone. Like, it's, oh man, dude, it's just, I don't know, because even James said earlier in the chat that it's unfair with how different these movies are. It's so unfair, just because both of these movies deserve to win the whole damn thing. Because again, The Shining is the greatest horror movie of the '80s and possibly of all time, while Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back is one of the best sci-fi movies of all time, '80s and of all time, like literally. Just both of movies have amazing scores. They have amazing characters. Freaking Jack Nicholson just freaking delivers a performance of a lifetime with Jack Torrance, like going from a 0 to 100, like just throughout the whole 2.5 hours of The Shining. And Brad, even you said it yourself, The Shining for you is one of the best theater experiences you've ever had when they did their 40th anniversary. So I wanted to point that out there. I was going to go too, but I got sick during that one-time showing, and I got really bummed just because I wanted to experience The Shining on the big screen.
Yeah, I caught that 4K re-release as well. The shit was amazing.
Oh god,
it is.
It really is, man. But just again, the Empire, because we have freaking amazing performances. Freaking Han Solo, Leia, with Carrie Fisher, and why am I blanking on his name right now? Harrison Ford. They just great performances. They had great chemistry with each other. Even though Shelley Duvall and Jack Nicholson had great chemistry with each other as well. And I could go on. Sorry, I could go on all day of why I love both of these movies. I just know we don't have that kind of time. It's just It's just going to be an impossible decision, man. It really is. I love both of these movies with all my heart. It's just like it's trying to figure out like which child you like better. Is that's literally what this situation is for me. Which of your two children do you like better?
Yeah, it's difficult, man. I don't have a whole lot to add to anything that you guys said. There's a reason why Star Wars is one of the most beloved sagas of all time, and this is probably the best entry. We already fucking eliminated Return of the Jedi, which is one of my favorites. But I mean, obviously, this one takes the cake. Like Brad said, it's a perfect following for A New Hope. It builds on all the characters, the world building, the atmosphere, and it wasn't the thing that I brought it up whenever Brad was talking. It really felt like it wasn't afraid to go into the darker side of things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like when Luke's in training, you know, you guys remember the cave scene where he goes in there and sees all this really dark shit. The dark side's always calling him. It's always there, like in the back of his mind. Just that really gritty character building is phenomenal. In my opinion, I think that's what makes the whole story, that he's always battling that dark side, which is really embodied, you know, by Darth Vader, who then at the very last minute turns out to be his father, you know? So I think that puts everything on its head, and it's just like, what the fuck? You know, it's a lot of dark shit, really, for that sequel, if you think about it. But yeah, it's a fantastic movie. And then on the other hand, The Shining, where everything is just so controlled, everything is, you know, from the score down to the cinematography. You know, we think about the scene where the little boy is riding the little tricycle thing, you know, and that was such a crazy scene back in the day, whenever the camera just like follows him around. The same thing with we were talking about, you know, using the miniatures for the maze outside, and the camera following the axe when he's Jack is banging in the door. So many really subtle nuances from Kubrick in there that make this thing so memorable. But also the performances, everything, you know, is such perfection that it's hard to bet against. So that's so fucking tough, man. Ah!
Yeah.
What do you do, man? What mood are you in?
Hey, speaking of Luke saying dark shit, what if scenario? Luke is in the hotel and he walks in on the freaking cup, or working on that like the freaking bear oral thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? That Shelley walks into
bear oral.
Yeah, like what's
yeah.
Like,
now let's call it like it is. You're talking about one guy sucking the other guy's dick in a bear costume, right?
What if Luke walked in on that? What if Luke walked in on that shit?
It's the Bear BJ.
Oh my god!
Here's some information.
No, let's not have any information.
Wow. Siri really knows about that Bear BJ.
Oh man. You know what? I'm ready to vote whenever Brett. I don't care. I can go first on this one. I'm very
you might. I'll be honest with you. You might need to go first. But before we do, I want to address the comments. I want to address the first poll that I made regarding Racing Arizona. I totally forgot about that. So let me find the results real quick. Earlier, I said, will Racing Arizona shock the world and go to the Final Four? 87% said hell no out of 8 votes.
Well, you know, a Cinderella story sometimes defies all odds. And that's what we did here today.
Yeah, so wanted to point that out real quick. Let's get some of these comments in, and then we'll officially do the vote. Because they are going all over the place right now. We got J-Man saying Empire easily. Joey says The Shining. Toron Freddy, The Shining. Yeah, Toronto's not a big Star Wars fan. He goes, fuck Star Wars.
Wow.
Damn.
He called it Snore Wars earlier.
Yeah, right there. Snore Wars. So you must be a Star Trek fan. Which again, nothing wrong with that. Like that's awesome. J-Man says, I would give the cinematography to The Shining for sure. But what makes what is brilliant about Empire is the characters all get their moments. And I actually think that the Shining characters with Jack, Wendy, and Danny, they get their moments as well, too. So don't forget about that. Even though he also says, yes. And Wendy and Danny are not great characters for me. That's what the J-Man said. I might be on an island, but I think the acting in The Shining was slightly better than The Empire. Which I'll be honest with you, I kind of agree with that, dude. Because again, like Brad, one of your big things is you like a short amount of like characters, so you can really invest into those characters and get those characters arc. Which Star Wars, they do that as well. Don't get me wrong, but it's just they have more to deal with. While The Shining, you really have 3 focal characters to give character moments and building and all that. And Destiny picks The Shining, so we're getting a lot of Shining love. I went to the dark side because they promised me cookies. Well, son of a bitch. Freaking hotel. J-Man says The Shining is overrated. That Dr. Sleep is miles better. That, yeah, like I love Dr. Sleep, but I don't think so for me. And Toronto Freddy, not tough, Chris. Just saying it, The Shining. And Cole, what's going on, man? He says The Shining too, so we're getting some Shining love. But guys, we love your enthusiasm. We love you all voicing your opinion. But it's time to make the official one. So, Brad, I'm going to let you go first on this.
Okay.
I know.
Got to move that back over there because we're going with The Shining here today. Yeah.
Oh, you dickhead.
Anyway, I'm a new Hope guy anyway. Look, man, I gotta say, man, this is both of these movies are in my top 15, top 10, and but The Shining to me is up there, closer to the top 5, and I love this movie. For me, it's my favorite Kubrick movie. Everything about it is so meticulously done. There's not like every single scene, every frame of this movie is put in there by design, and I love that about it. Even the stuff that you would think is kind of like a mistake, like the office with the window being in the middle of the building early in the movie, that's in there by design. That's there to make you feel disoriented. It's those little details like that. That make this movie really something special for me. And you add that in with the cinematography and the performance of Jack Nicholson. And yeah, you have one of my favorite movies of all time. And God, one of the best freaking psychological horrors of all time, I think, all around.
Hell yeah, man, dude. Like I cannot deny anything you just said right there, really. Chris, I'm going to let you go next.
Interesting. Okay, Daddy. Yeah, man. Empire's up there for me. I love the hell out of it, dude, and I think that it's fantastic from start to finish. But I think The Shining for me is also in my top 10, and it is. There's such a level of control about it that from Kubrick that just makes for such a great movie, man. And like Brad said, it's great psychological horror, and I don't know that anything has ever done it better. And I wish that they would re-release it at least once a year because it was absolutely fantastic to watch in theaters whenever they redid that right before Dr. Sleep. So it's Shining for me, man.
Shine on!
Damn!
So I guess my vote don't matter, so you don't even want to hear my vote.
No, we do. Of course we want to hear your vote.
Okay, because it won't matter anyway. Because, guys, the Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. My favorite Star Wars movie. I know Brad is Team New Hope, which that's awesome, by the way, because the New Hope, I feel like, doesn't get as much love as it used to. But The Empire Strikes Back is my Star Wars movie. I think like it's the pretty much the top of the totem pole of what a sequel is supposed to do. The Empire Strikes Back does everything to 110% on what a sequel is supposed to do. It's freaking amazing. It freaking deserves it. And I've been thinking Star Wars all week. I really truly have. I was ready to pick Star Wars. But not so fast.
Oh,
I listened to a podcast episode on Podmortem. I'm really been getting to like listen to them. They're a horror podcast channel. I highly suggest them. Destiny referred them to me, and I've been loving it. And I listened to the Shining episode. That changed everything for me. It not only changed things for me for this matchup, it could change things for me throughout the rest of the tournament. I absolutely love The Shining. Jack Nicholson, here's Johnny. Shelley Duvall with all the hell that she had to go throughout in this entire movie. It's just freaking amazing. The Shining is even going to move up in my top 5 horror movies of all time. I would even probably at this point put this in top 10 movies of all time. So I am going to shock everybody. I'm going with The Shining.
wow.
Yeah,
Fatality.
so that is our only fatality in the Elite Eight is The Shining.
Wow.
That's a surprise.
Again,
I know. I'll shock myself because you're ready for
bracket.
I know. Do you know what's surprising for me? And J-Man says it's rigged. I'm going to tell you it's not. You know how I know? Because I picked Empire to win the whole damn thing. So I knocked myself out of the tournament.
Your bracket was already fucking busted anyhow.
Yeah, it was busted anyway. But I did have the Empire win it all, so I had a chance. But again, since listening to that podcast episode and hearing all the behind the scenes stuff and some of the interesting facts about The Shining and how much freaking Shelley Duvall, just how absolutely miserable she was and how bad she got treated. Like, it's not sympathy points like for that, anything like that. It's just like you gotta really just like think about it. Just The Shining, man, like it fucks with you. It really truly does. I love the movie so much. Like after this stream is over, I might freaking put on that freaking bad boy and watch it. Just because I'm in the freaking Shining mood right now. I'm even a Doctor Sleep mood too, because Podmortem did a good episode on it too. So yeah, man, freaking fatality, The Shining. And I'm telling you, watch out. The Shining has a chance to win it all.
Not Raising Arizona's there though. You never know.
Fuck off.
I did see J-Man posted that Mike Flanagan is his favorite filmmaker, so I was curious to see if he has watched Midnight Mass.
Yeah, which I'm currently watching right now. I was going to watch some today, but I got absolutely nothing tomorrow, so I'm going to finish the whole thing tomorrow.
Oh man,
I'm on episode. I'm halfway on episode 3. But yeah, guys, that is freaking the Elite Eight. I know I don't have a card ready because again, I'll know how like what freaking. So I'm going to pop this up real quick. Just the overview. We have Die Hard over Back to the Future. We have Terminator over The Breakfast Club. We got Raising fucking Arizona over The Princess Bride. And then lastly, the one that probably shocks everybody, well, except for Racing Arizona, but The Shining over The Empire Strikes Back. So in 2 weeks' time, so yeah, long time to think about this, like these Final Four matchups and the final. So we're doing the last 2 rounds on the same stream. So that is going to be March the 27th at 5 o'clock Eastern time is when we'll do the Final Four and the championship round. And guys, it's going to be crazy, man. Die Hard versus Racing Arizona and The Shining versus The Terminator. Holy shit.
Man, and then the winner be the winner, man. That's going to be tough.
Yeah. And J-Man says Hill House and Midnight Mass are 5 out of 5. So Hill House, I can say it's a 5 out of 5 for a show. But Midnight Mass, it's right now out of the 4 out of 5 territory. And I'll admit, I almost gave up on it. But those last 10 minutes of episode 2, they draw me back in, man.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
agree, J man. Both of those are 5s for me.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
definitely. Loved them both.
he also says if Terminator doesn't win this tournament, oh my god, dude, I don't know. Like, if there's any movie, because I'm going to be honest with you, if it was going to be Star Wars versus the Terminator, I was going with Terminator. I really probably was, but now this decision got even more difficult with the Terminator versus The Shining.
I've got
It's gonna be a
Raising
tough matchup,
Arizona
dude.
winning the whole thing, dude.
Fuck off. But hey, y'all did
Nobody
this
in the history of
matchup.
brackets would have gotten that.
Yeah, y'all did this matchup to yourselves with y'all been writing Die Hard and y'all been writing Raising Arizona. So guess what? Good luck with that decision, motherfuckers, because you already know my vote.
I think they both can win if we play our cards right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and freaking Naked's trying to join in all the fun. So you know,
Hell
I'll let
yeah,
you,
dude.
I'll let you have fun too when you're blocked.
I was waiting to see if I could get that link back.
Nope, I blocked it. So fuck that. But oh, look who joined the chat. Sierra, what's going on? Racing
Hey!
Arizona.
Yeah!
All the oh my God, she got her sipping the juice too.
Yes.
It's the best, man. It's gonna win
Y'all-
the bracket.
Y'all been drinking that freaking juice from Midnight Mass, which I finally understand that juice after the first 2 episodes. So I need some of that stuff. But guys, that's the Elite Eight. And once again, on March the 27th, because someone had to take a certain vacation while doing this tournament. But hey, you probably need the 2 weeks to make these decisions, right?
I do,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
so we all do. So, but don't worry. For next week, I'm going to do some posting. I'm going to be doing some postings on our Facebook group over the next 2 weeks to remind you that we're still got that Final Four and championship, and just to get you more pumped up. And I'm going to be working on some special videos for those Final Four teams or Final Four movies, just because they do deserve those recognitions, I guess.
All right, Birdie.
So yeah, before we close out, lastly, just remind people, we do got the Halo Screen review series that'll be starting up on July the 25th. It's a Halloween franchise review series. We've been doing a bunch with all the other YouTube channels. We'll be dropping one Halloween review per week leading up to the end of Halloween Ends. And then after we watch Halloween Ends, we'll all be releasing our ranking videos. So and I would say May is when we'll release the not the streaming, but the video schedule of when each Halloween review is going to be dropped.
All right.
So, oh yeah, and J-Man's birthday's next week, so happy birthday, J-Man. So yeah,
Happy early birthday, man.
yes sir.
Yeah.
I got a birthday next month, so I can't wait for that. So yeah, that's it, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and skedaddle on out here. You all got 2 weeks to prepare for this Final Four and the finals, and we will see you for the road to the Final Four.
Yes.
And be sure you knock
Bye.
on the door so you do not walk in on people in bear costumes.
The BBJ.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm getting out here. Where's
No,
the
what?
okay? There it is. Bye bye.